the whole family is here. The extended Milk Teeth Nervous family. Yeah, it was really nice. Like I said, it was such a relief to have like all the people that are closest to you to support you on like such a big day, because it's fucking scary. um, so that was the way we wanted to do it, and it was really cool to have them and do something different as well, like not just do an ordinary set, do something a little bit different and switch it up. Having their extra vocals was really fun. Paul had a great time. I saw him dancing.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Rolling around on the floor at the end. It's classic.
Hugely. As much as people tell us that, well, literally today, just stick to the music. Don't don't bring politics into it. And it's like, why? Like, all of you talk about politics in your workplace, and I have an opinion, you have an opinion. Why shouldn't we be able to voice that? Like you said, we've got a platform. It's super important.
They say stick to politics. No, what do they say? Stick to the music, but we say stick to fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's 2019. There are people in cages and they're dying.
You can't really run away from that. Like,
You can if you are as privileged as the people who say stick to the music are.
it was definitely odd having the crowd further away, and but really, like, I really enjoyed the experience. I like being able to do both. I love being able to play like a super intimate, tiny, sweaty show and like try something out on a bigger stage too. It's a nice opportunity to get to do both. Yeah, definitely different for us. I think this is the biggest show we've ever played. Yeah, but I really enjoyed it, and I hope that it didn't lose too much intimacy, like with people being further.
We tried to like bring a slightly bigger production, but the same, like approach it in the same way. So we just like sort of spray painted all of our shit and like got our mates in to do like the lighting wall and stuff. Like, so a similar approach to a bigger production,
2 days
but.
ago we were in M's Garden spray painting pillowcases, and I was drilling a hole in a mop handle to make a flag. Yeah. But that's the thing. I think people think a lot of the time that like you get people in, like, oh yeah, somebody's gonna do your flag and drill the hole and sort that out for you. It's like, no, we'll do that.
Yeah, the thought process goes, we should get some flags done up, and some bands might be like, yeah, can you get on that to someone in their team? But we're like, right, we've gone down the range and bought 2 broom handles for £2 each, drilled some holes in it, spray painted some pillowcases.
But also, I felt like that was quite a cool move to bring that to main stage, because probably a lot of people probably wouldn't have done that and been like, you can't take that on main stage.
You can't take a spray painted pillowcase on main stage, Reading and Leeds.
Yes,
Yeah, we
you
fucking can.
Yeah. It was nice to have that twist and kind of a break in the set as well, to do something softer. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the lighters would have probably been more effective if we weren't playing at midday in like 29 degrees. But, yeah.
I think the thing was, well, we tried to bring flares, but we weren't allowed. Honestly, they were like, no, you can't walk on with a flare. Because we were just like, oh, I'm going to buy a smoke grenade off eBay.
When she says flare, she means just a firework that she picked up down the garage.
Yeah. We weren't allowed to bring our own pyro. We had to have all the certificates and stuff. And I was like, meh, yeah, we don't have that stuff. And we figured we'd rather not get kicked off the stage in the middle of the set if we did it ourselves. Oh, legendary. That's what I said. And they were like, no, come on.
Way better. And I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good, like, I'm so much happier.
Yeah, say what you want.
Yeah. No, I will. I am. I am so much happier. Yeah, and it wasn't a nice time to be in Milk Tea for a long period of time, and now it's everything that it always should have been. And I'm very fortunate that I met Em, and I met the people that we work with now, because they literally saved me. Like, I'm so fortunate to have like the people around us that we do. I'm just with my best friends all the time, which is the dream. Like, why wouldn't you want to go to work and do everything you love with your best friends all the time? So, yeah. And I've just been way more supported, and that's made such a huge difference. Before, I wasn't, and it was weird because I was writing and putting all this work in, but yet I was one of the people that almost was silenced and didn't have a voice to be able to say like, oh, I think this, or oh, so to be able to actually take some control over creative decisions and be like, no, like this is Milk Teeth or this is Milk Teeth, and be able to have you to back and forth with is so refreshing. And just to have somebody like, yeah, I've got you, I've got your corner, don't worry, like, it's just better.
I've been very fortunate to be able to join a band as cool as Milk Teeth as well, so it's been great.
Yeah, we've recorded an album. It's good to go. We're just waiting on a release date for it. But it was really nice. Again, like I start songs usually just on piano or acoustic, and we'll write like melody and vocal lines. Um, and then I sort of showed Em bits, and Em would be like, "Oh, have you thought about arranging it this way?" Or, "Oh, maybe have this layer here," and that was really nice as well, just to be able to have your opinion. Because ironically, I had a meeting with our team before Em joined, and they were like, "Oh, if you could like collaborate or co-write with anybody, who would it be?" And I said, "I'm not really fussed about working with anybody with like a massive name. I actually wanted to work with Em," and then it happened. Yeah, so that was nice. Yeah.
No, it's been cool, like being able to facilitate Becky's vision for the band and just bring my skills in to help you do what you already do. So yeah, it's cool.
And the guitar tone is great.
Oh yeah, absolute tone henge.
Technically, it wasn't my choice. There was an album written, but in the situation we were in at that time, we split it into the two. And I don't regret that. I think it set us up really well, and it was cool to, like, Okayness was so well received. It was cool for us to do something different. But the only thing I'd say about those EPs is production-wise, they were always far too polished, and I feel like people at that time wanted us to go down a more commercial route than I heard it in. And I feel like the songs live, personally, those songs on those EPs don't sound like how they do on the record, or they've got a little bit more grit and guts to them, which is how I'd intended them to be more. So that was definitely a conscious decision when we did this album, was to keep everything very live, very natural sounding, not mix with it too much, and be like, this is us, this is how we sound, this is what you get when you come to a show. And I don't want to hide behind anything.
We recorded the new record with Neil Kennedy, who did those EPs, and he's done like the Creeper record and a bunch of other stuff. But it was just a case of being like, instead of layering things up, it was like, let's get rid of that, get rid of that. Does it serve a purpose? No, fuck it off then. So.
It's definitely got guts. What would you say is another one? Empowered or empowering.
Yeah. A mixture of the two.
Yeah. What would you say the last word?
Big.